As we have already created one microservice for currency exchange. If you can see over here, we have this currency exchange service. Now let's start with some dummy changes. Dummy changes means we will be add some hard coded value to return back to the value as a currency conversion. So let's see, we have this port and currency exchange and from value and to value, and whatever the value we are passing like from is USD and INR to Indian rupees. So what is the amount will we multiply types? So let me go back, uh, let me copy this first so that we can understand. We'll be creating one new controller class. Create the class. Let me add dot controller, currency exchange controller. We'll be creating it. Let me finish. Let me add, as we have created this controller class, so we have to add the annotation rest controller. That's it. And the get mapping, at get mapping, we can provide our URL over here. So by that URL we'll be identify which value in the endpoint URL we are looking for. So that I copied from here. Why I created actually only for here, and then currency exchange from, instead of USD, this is the value which we are going to pass actually. So right now from, and INR is to be 2. Okay, so these are the two value which we have to be added over here as a parameter variable, path variable, or we can say path variable. Let me come down, public exchange value retrieve change value. Let me add the at path variable string from. Similarly, at path variable string 2. So these are the two values which we are going to get over here, and we'll be returning back as an object of exchange value. As you already know, REST controller have this annotation at response body which will convert our object into JSON. So let me create this object first. Instead of controller model, finish. Let me create the values which we require to set. Private long ID. So first of all we can add the ID private string from, private string to, and the last one private big decimal conversion multiply. Okay, so here we go. First of all, Control Shift S will we create constructor, generate. Let me click. I think this import is not added, so Alt Shift O, sorry, Control Shift O, so that it will going to import the mm, dependency. So here multiple. Let me do one more thing. This is zero argument constructor. Let me create control shift S to the argument constructor using field. All fields are there, and the one control shift S, all the getters and setters. I'm only using getters. Okay, here we go. We are going to get the value actually. That's why we are not going to set the value. That's why I'm using only getter. So this is the class which is we have created, and then this, that's why we no need to add this add component, because we are not responsible to using inject this particular class into any other class. So that's why we are not using that inject. We will be just return new, because we are ultimately creating the object of exchange value by this new keyword. If we don't want to create the object with the new keyword, at the time we are using. So let me 1L, I'm just using as an ID. This is the ID and the value, which is we are going to use the from and to. So that value is from, because whichever the value we are passing, it will going to pass over here. Okay, from, to, and to is to, and the second, the last one is uh, a multiplier value. Okay, so big decimal, if you can see here, not value of 65 or 81. Right now the dollar price is 81 against rupee. So let me save, console save it, and I think it's already running through the dev tool. It's refreshed it already. Let me go back here, let me run, see here what we are getting, the ID one which I was passing over here. It will be automatically generated, so that we'll do it later. From, whatever the value we are passing, from is coming from this particular object, this object here. From here we are passing INR is INR, and then we are getting back to the 81, which is I am passing back. I did not do any calculation as of now, so we are just getting the data in a hard coded value only. So that's it all.